JBN, we keep you informed. 29-year-old laborer arrested after illegal gun found in car. A 29-year-old laborer from St. James has found himself in trouble with the law after a team of police carried out a search of a vehicle and found an illegal firearm. The man, identified as Sheldon Black of Bogle, St. James Address, has since been charged with illegal possession of a firearm and illegal possession of ammunition on Wednesday, May 27. Reports are that about 12:28 a.m. on Sunday, May 24, lawmen were on patrol in the Friendship District section of the parish when they observed a motor car parked on the roadway. The vehicle was searched in the presence of the owner, and 1.45 mm Browning pistol, 1 magazine and 2 cartridges were found in the car, the police reported. Police said a court date is being finalized for Black. Indicom investigating Susan Bogle's death. The Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, is assuring the public that there is a thorough ongoing investigation into the fatal shooting of 44-year-old Susan Bogle in Augustown on Wednesday, May 27. Indicom noted that Susan Bogle's family will be apprised of the details that can be disclosed. Indicom began investigations into the incident the same day the disabled woman was reportedly shot in bed during a joint police-military operation in the community. We are aware of the heightened attention of this particular case and others where there are more questions than answers forthcoming in the early stages of the investigation, Indicom said in a news release. In the absence of body-worn cameras or other video recording, this case relies on the accounts of the concerned officers, but the post-mortem examination and report, ballistic report, forensic reconstruction, and eyewitness reports will assist in securing an independent account, the commission continued. Indicom said that since the investigation commenced, the investigative team has been in the community daily, seeking witnesses to the incident and persons with other viable information. The commission urged anyone with information to contact its offices at 876-968-8875, 876-968-1932, or WhatsApp at 876-553-5555. Our crime scene examiners have collected all viable forensic material for testing. Test firing of the weapons and examination of the recovered spent casings will be conducted, and the ballistic report provided after completion. Indicom will also be consulting our international forensic expert who will provide assistance on this case, the commission assured the public. Indicom said that on the day of the incident, Susan Bogle's body was photographed and then forensically secured. The body is now being stored pending the post-mortem examination by the government's pathologist. The commission added that interviews were conducted under oath with concerned officers, and as the investigation continues, additional officers from the Joint Police-Military Team will be interviewed. Meanwhile, Omari Stevens, son of Bogle, says Prime Minister Andrew Holness has committed to ensuring justice is served for his mother's death. On Twitter this afternoon, Stevens said, "Friends, as I endure the pain and grief of the tragedy meted out to my dear mom, I was encouraged by a personal call from the Prime Minister. He has made a personal commitment to ensure justice is served and has offered his support to my family and I in this challenging time," he continued. He further expressed his gratitude and asked for the public's continued support until the situation is resolved. Pedal cyclist dies after being hit by a truck in Westmoreland. A Westmoreland mechanic died as a result of injuries he sustained during a motor vehicle crash involving a truck which hit a bicycle he was riding in the parish on Friday morning. The deceased has been identified as Daniel Brown of a Darling Street, Savanna-la-Mar address in the parish. Reports are that about 8:30 a.m. Brown was riding a bicycle along the Dunbar River main road when he was struck by a motor truck. He sustained multiple injuries and was rushed to the Savanna-la-Mar hospital where he was pronounced dead. Personnel from the traffic division at the Savanna-la-Mar police station are investigating the incident. Family cries foul over alleged neglect of cancer patient at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. He wasn't getting good treatment up there, at Cornwall Regional Hospital, and he could have lived a little longer. That's how a distraught Sophia Holness summed up the situation after her spouse, 66-year-old Upton Martin, died on Wednesday, May 20, at the Mount Salem St. James-based Type A facility, the only facility of its kind in Western Jamaica. Martin, who lived in Cornwall Courts at the time of his death, had gone to the hospital for cancer treatment, only to die after reportedly being neglected by the medical staff over several days, his family is charging. A pure dirt did upon him body. He wasn't being tidied off and his tongue black. It was thirst that killed him, Holness said. Rachel Thompson, Holness' daughter, was more composed but still indignant, as she said that the family's traumatic saga began when her stepfather went to the CRH for treatment in April. Him going to the hospital and spend a whole entire month, and then him come out, and then him visit the hospital again for chemotherapy. Him couldn't do anything for himself, and he even started to talk foolishness. So my mother take him back up to the hospital 3 weeks ago, and him admit him, Thompson said, the anger and the pain heavy in her voice. After him get admitted, my mother started to realize that they weren't taking good care of him. He wouldn't have a pampas 3 days straight. Him clothes and him bedding weren't being changed. They weren't giving him any water, and everybody would end up slump on their phone, and nobody not paying no attention to the patients, Thompson added. On seeing what was happening with her husband, Holness said she made several complaints to the hospital's administration, making it clear that she thought he was being neglected by the staff. Me complaints him not get good treatment, and instead of treating him better, them treat him worse. That's why I had to have a meeting with the administration, and then promised that they would look into it and make sure everything is okay with Mr. Martin, Holness recounted. Martin would die hours after the meeting. A few days before him dead, Mrs. M. tongue get black. And when me talk about it in the meeting Wednesday morning, them say it was a parish that him drink that stay upon him tongue and it get black. But if the nurses that give him water as a sick man not moving, wouldn't the water take off the porridge grains from him tongue? She questioned. But he never get no water, nothing for drink. When I went there and give him a little water, he was coughing, so he was dying for thirst. Dr. Delroy Frey, clinical coordinator at the CRH when contacted, said he was not aware of any claims of neglect by Martin's family. From my investigation, I don't see any evidence of neglect. When I told the doctors there was a question of neglect, they were in shock, he said. The issue I learned was an issue of the family wanting to do some nursing care. They were given the permission, and then he died before they were able to do that. There is no issue of neglect from what I see. The family said the autopsy showed that Martin had died from cancer, but were unable to say whether evidence of their claims of neglect were noted, as they were not able to fully understand the report. The treatment that Martin allegedly received is the latest in a recent series of complaints about poor treatment of patients at the CRH. The complaints have added another blot on the facility, which has had a significant portion of its operations outsourced or scaled down since 2017, as a $3.5 billion restoration project got underway to correct, among other things, a noxious fumes issue that was affecting staff and patients. The work is expected to be wrapped up by the end of the year. Thompson said that the neglect her stepfather reportedly suffered at the CRH is not a new concept to her, as she had suffered similar mistreatment at the medical facility last year. When I was up there to have my baby in 2019, I had a private nurse, and the nurse was on another ward doing something. I was in pain for hours, and none of the nurses there knew I was in pain, Thompson recalled bitterly. My mother had to call another nurse, and if you saw how that nurse dealt with me that night, that nurse dealt with me bad. Errol Green, the regional director of the Western Regional Health Authority, which oversees the CRH, said that his administration does not condone abuse or neglect of patients or anyone else who seeks services from the CRH or any other hospital under its mandate. There is a complaints mechanism in place, and we would encourage our patients and other persons using the hospital to use that system, because that is the only way their matter will be addressed. Anybody who complains about any hospital in my region, I would be happy to speak to them and investigate it, he said. We get people from time to time who say They are not getting the attention they think they should be getting. But if they are getting neglected, that's another matter. We don't encourage abuse or neglect of patients. So if that is being done, give us those instances and we will deal with them, Green added. But such words ring hollow for Wholeness, who says she has not been doing well since Martin's passing. Do you think that promise means something to me right now? Seeing how my husband is dead? To be honest, my head is so heavy right now and I'm so confused, she said. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.